Everything in this universe vibrates. Everything is energy, moving, radiating, responding to unseen laws that never fail. You are not separate from these laws. You are an expression of them. The vibration you hold within your heart, the words you speak, the thoughts you think, these form the frequency that speaks to the world. If you desire abundance, you must first attune to abundance, not by striving, not by struggling, but by aligning. You cannot attract millions while entertaining thoughts of lack. You cannot receive what you have not yet become. $1 million is not a pile of paper. It is a vibration, a divine idea clothed in form. And so you must become the frequency that welcomes it. Your thoughts and words are not merely fleeting expressions. They are frequencies that imprint themselves on the canvas of the invisible. Every word you speak and every idea you entertain radiates a vibration, and that vibration goes forth, seeking its own kind. When you speak of lack, you invite lack. When you speak of abundance, you open the way for abundance to come in. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you are in harmony with. The vibration of your thoughts is a signal, a command issued into the ethers, and that signal cannot return void. It must bring back to you a harvest that matches its tone. You must therefore guard your tongue, for it holds the power to build or destroy. Idle words, words of complaint, words of fear, they all carry energy, and that energy becomes form. When you say, "I never have enough," you do not merely state a condition, you reinforce and recreate it. When you say, "Money flows to me easily," you issue a decree that sets divine law into motion. Your words plant seeds in the soil of the unseen, and the harvest always comes, sooner or later, in ways expected or unexpected, but it must come. The same is true of your thoughts. Thought is the forerunner of experience. You cannot think poverty and live in riches. You cannot dwell on fear and walk in freedom. The mind is a broadcasting station, sending out messages day and night, and these messages draw to you their match. If you hold thoughts of doubt, scarcity, or defeat, you send out a frequency that attracts more of the same. But when you fill your mind with visions of prosperity, thoughts of divine supply, and images of overflowing good, you align with the frequency that attracts all you need. This alignment is not about effort, it is about harmony. You do not beg the law to work for you, you harmonize with it. You do not plead for abundance, you become a vessel ready to receive it. You do this by thinking thoughts of good, speaking words of life, and refusing to entertain the images of failure that the world may try to impose upon you. You live above appearances, knowing that appearances are temporary and truth is eternal. The spoken word, when charged with faith and feeling, is a tool of tremendous power. It must be used with wisdom, for it shapes the world around you. Say only what you want to see. Think only what you wish to become. Hold firm to the idea that your current reality is not fixed. It is pliable, and it responds to the frequency you broadcast, and that frequency is created by the steady rhythm of your thoughts and the tone of your voice. You are a spiritual being, endowed with creative authority. Your mind is the master key, and your words are the command. When you understand this, you begin to consciously shape your world, one thought and one word at a time. Wealth is not a stack of currency or a figure in a bank account. It is a frequency, an unseen vibration that flows through the universe and responds to those who are in alignment with it. To attract wealth, you must first understand that it is not something outside of you that you must chase. It is something you magnetize by becoming a vibrational match. Money is simply the byproduct of an inner state of abundance. It appears in your experience when your thoughts, feelings, and energy are attuned to the reality in which money flows easily and naturally to you. Those who live in the constant pursuit of money, driven by fear or desperation, often repel it without realizing it. The energy of striving carries with it the message that something is missing, that you are incomplete without it. But the universe does not reward striving. It responds to certainty, to peace, to confidence in divine supply. When you walk as if you already have, when you speak as if it is already done, and when you think as if it is already yours, you are vibrating at the frequency of abundance, and wealth comes not as a surprise, but as a response. It is vital to understand that wealth is not generated through worry or hustle alone. It is generated by inner alignment. You must clear your mind of limitation and infuse it with truth, the truth that there is no lack in the divine, the truth that you are connected to an infinite source, the truth that your needs are known, and your supply is already prepared for you. When these truths become the dominant tones in your consciousness, you begin to rise above the clamor of the material world and into the vibration where wealth naturally dwells. You do not beg for riches. You do not wish for them in silence. You speak abundance aloud with authority. You decree, I dwell in the realm of divine prosperity. I attract wealth with ease and grace. Money is drawn to me because I am aligned with its frequency. These are not mere affirmations. They are spiritual activations. You speak them not to convince yourself, but to command the law. The law cannot fail. It must reflect back to you the energy you hold. To live in the frequency of wealth is to live in a state of peace and assurance. You no longer wonder where the money will come from. You know that it is already on its way. You no longer question your worthiness to receive. You affirm it through every breath, every action, every word. The outside world may present its illusions of scarcity, but you remain unmoved because you operate on a higher frequency, a frequency that does not negotiate with fear but flows with faith. You carry the vibration of wealth within you. When you recognize that, and when you consistently align your thoughts, feelings, and speech with that truth, you stop chasing money, and money begins to chase you. Clarity and unwavering faith are the invisible forces that command the universe to act. When your mind is scattered, when you are half believing and half doubting, you send mixed signals into the ethers, and the result is delay, confusion, and the appearance of stagnation. The law that governs manifestation is precise. It responds with exactness. It cannot deliver what you do not clearly ask for. It cannot bring forth the fruit of seeds that are half planted and half pulled up. The moment you begin to waver, to wonder, to second, guess, you dilute your power. Faith is not mere hope. It is spiritual certainty. It is the knowing that what you have spoken is already forming, even when the outer world gives no evidence. When a desire is born in your heart, it is not fantasy, it is divine instruction. But that instruction must be carried out by the unwavering belief that what you desire is already yours in the invisible. The universe is not testing you, it is waiting on you, waiting for you to speak with authority, to act with assurance, to walk by spiritual sight and not by natural appearance. When you declare a thing and do not look back, when you speak your word and seal it with faith, all of creation begins to rearrange itself to fulfill your vision. Those who manifest quickly are not more deserving, they are more aligned. They do not allow circumstances to argue with their faith. They do not allow temporary lack to rewrite the truth of abundance. They remain steady, fixed, immovable in the belief that what they seek is seeking them. And because they are not moved, the law moves on their behalf. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. It is the pathway upon which your good travels to reach you. The moment you introduce doubt, you interrupt the delivery. It is as if you have placed your order with the universe and then cancelled it in fear. But when you remain clear and convinced, when your word remains firm and your heart remains peaceful, you make way for the perfect outworking of divine supply. The clearer your vision, the faster your manifestation. When you know exactly what you desire, when you feel it as already done, and when you speak it as law, you reduce the time between intention and fulfillment. Clarity cuts through delay. Faith fuels the fire. Doubt, on the other hand, clogs the channel. It stalls the flow. That is why you must be vigilant with your thoughts and disciplined in your declarations. You must not speak one truth and live another. You must not affirm abundance and entertain thoughts of lack. The two cannot coexist. You are a powerful being, created to author your life with spiritual law. The key to swift manifestation lies not in wishing, but in knowing, not in fear, but in faith, and not in confusion, but in crystal, clear vision. Hold fast to your declaration, speak it daily, live as though it is done. For, when your faith is unwavering and your vision is pure, the universe has no choice but to respond in kind. Gratitude is not just a polite response to receiving. It is a spiritual force, a frequency, a magnet that draws blessings into your life. When you are grateful, truly grateful, you affirm that what you have is enough, and in that state of fullness, more is always given. The heart that is filled with gratitude is already rich, and because the law responds to the tone of your heart, it multiplies whatever you praise. When you give thanks, not after the blessing arrives but before, you demonstrate unwavering faith. You show the universe that you trust the outcome is certain, even if it is not yet visible. This kind of gratitude speeds up the process. It collapses time. It brings the unseen into the seen, because your spirit is already living in the result. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already present, and where your focus goes, your energy flows. If you dwell on what you lack, you multiply lack. But when you pour your attention into even the smallest gift and give thanks for it, you multiply its energy. You may have only one coin in your pocket, but if you bless it, if you say, "Thank you for this symbol of divine supply," you prepare the way for greater increase. The universe is never moved by complaint. It does not respond to bitterness or worry, but it rushes to meet the one who celebrates their good, no matter how small it may seem. To be grateful before the evidence appears is to trust that spiritual law is at work. You do not need to see the seed growing underground to know that it is sprouting. You water it daily with your words of praise. You speak life over your desires. You thank the unseen forces that are already arranging your supply, and in doing so, you move from the vibration of longing to the vibration of receiving. Gratitude also protects your vibration. When you are grateful, you are lifted above fear. You are immune to doubt. Your energy becomes light, expansive, magnetic. You are no longer trying to fix, change, or escape your present. You are blessing it. And anything you bless expands. Gratitude clears your spiritual vision. It lifts the fog of negativity. It reminds you that even now, even in the waiting, you are surrounded by divine order and overflowing good. Speak gratitude throughout your day. When you wake, give thanks for breath. When you walk, give thanks for strength. When you face a challenge, give thanks for the wisdom it will bring. Say, "I am grateful that all things are working together for my good. I give thanks for divine supply, for open doors, for miracles in motion." These words are not empty, they are powerful. They tune your spirit to the frequency of abundance, and in that frequency, you cannot help but attract more to be grateful for. Gratitude is the key that unlocks every door. It is the signal that you are ready. It is the song that aligns you with the melody of miracles. And when it becomes your daily rhythm, your life becomes a reflection of grace. To live as if you already possess what you desire is to step into the spiritual reality that precedes all physical manifestation. You do not wait until the world confirms your abundance. You declare it, embody it, and walk in it before a single outer sign appears. This is not pretense. This is power. It is the sacred act of aligning your inner world so completely with your vision that the outer world must eventually match it. What you become internally, you attract externally. When your feelings, thoughts, and actions align with the reality of already having what you seek, the universe responds accordingly. Many wait to feel joy until the money arrives, the door opens, the opportunity lands. But spiritual law works in reverse. It is the feeling of joy now that calls forth the condition to match it. It is the feeling of wealth now that draws wealth to you. You must not act from the energy of lack while hoping to receive abundance. The two are incompatible. You must carry yourself with the confidence, gratitude, and assurance of one who knows that their supply is certain, their success inevitable, and their desires already forming in the unseen. Your imagination is the womb of creation. When you see yourself already living in the blessing, already walking in the miracle, already receiving the increase, you create a mold in the invisible that divine substance begins to fill. See yourself writing the check with ease. Hear the sound of congratulations. Feel the fabric of success wrapped around your shoulders. These mental images, impressed with emotion and repetition, send out a frequency that calls your good to you like a magnet. You are not pretending. You are prophesying. You are not faking. You are aligning. There is a vast difference between performance and vibration. The performance tries to convince the world. Vibration convinces the universe. And it is the vibration that always wins. Walk like it, speak like it, think like it, move through your day as if the door has already opened, the money is already deposited, the answer is already delivered. This is the essence of faith. When you act as if it is already done, your actions take on divine energy. You no longer operate from fear or desperation. You operate from peace, from knowing, from spiritual maturity. You are no longer seeking confirmation. You are giving it. You are no longer testing the waters. You are walking on them, and every step you take in the energy of already done sends a signal that you trust the process completely. And in response, the process accelerates. To live as if is to partner with the unseen. It is to affirm by action what you have already declared in spirit. The universe cannot deny such conviction. It must rush to fill the space you have prepared. You set the table, and abundance takes its seat. You open the door, and the good you've imagined walks in. You live the vision now, and it becomes your reality soon. This is the law, and it never fails. You are the creator of your reality through divine law. This law is not man-made, nor is it subject to change or mood. It is eternal, unbreakable, and exact in its workings. You do not need to beg it, impress it, or even fully understand it for it to function. It is always operating. But when you become aware of it, when you begin to consciously align with its principles, you move from being a passive participant in life to an active co-creator. Your thoughts, your words, and your emotions are the tools you use to shape your experience. They are not idle or without effect. They carry the energy that molds the invisible substance of the universe into visible form. Each word you speak carries the imprint of your belief. Each thought you dwell upon emits a signal, and that signal draws its match. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the cause behind the effect. When you speak of harmony, you invite harmony. When you declare, "I am rich," and truly feel it, you begin to attract the elements that confirm that truth. The law does not discriminate between good or bad, wanted or unwanted. It simply mirrors your dominant vibration. That is why conscious living is vital. You must think deliberately, speak with intention, and feel in alignment with what you desire. This divine law responds best to clarity, conviction, and consistency. When your inner world is confused and fearful, the outer world reflects that chaos. But when your inner world is steady, full of faith, and governed by truth, your outer world shifts to match it. You cannot create abundance from the energy of lack. You cannot manifest peace while holding on to worry. You must embody the result before the result arrives. This is the sacred formula, be it, and it becomes. Authority is yours, but you must claim it. You must rise each day knowing that you are not waiting on some outside force to favor you. You are the initiator. Your voice holds power, your vision holds weight, and your emotion fuels the engine of manifestation. When you use these gifts with wisdom and love, you create from the highest realm. You no longer chase results, you magnetize them. You no longer plead with the world, you command from within. The world may appear random, but it is governed by divine intelligence. You are part of that intelligence, an extension of infinite creative power. The same power that formed galaxies and set the stars in place responds to your inner atmosphere. It listens not to your words alone, but to the energy behind them. That is why spiritual alignment is everything. When your spirit is anchored in truth, your heart in gratitude, and your mind in vision, your creations are pure and swift. This is your sacred responsibility, not to react to life, but to shape it. Not to bow to appearances, but to rise in divine authority. The law is always waiting for your signal, and when you send it forth with faith and focus, it must obey, for you were never meant to be powerless. You were born to create.